I am Felicia.
And I am Giancarlo.
And this is
our review of
Creature College.
That's right. The
He's so cute, the otter. Happy Otter Game.
Happy Otter Games, that's right.
A game by Orhan. Wow.
Yeah, how hard. He actually knows us pretty well.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
But I still can't pronounce his name.
I do.
Ertugrul.
In this unorthodox monster school, you'll pit monsters against each other as students. You among them will compete for the Creature College Cup. By the end of the third season, the player with the most victory points wins. On the main board, the creature cards will have been shuffled in 3 equal piles with Kevin, the Giga Pig, 5 in the first, 7 in the second, 9 in the third shuffled in as well. The game round marker will be placed in the first space of Autumn. The 3 decks of research, cards, gem, victory, and element tracks on one side, and the gems on the other side. Each player will choose a player board and get the same colored bidding discs, numerically placed on top. Each element marker will be placed on the start of each element track. Now deal each player 3 cards from the ability deck and the mission cards. They'll choose one of each, placing the ability card face up and the mission card face down. Determine turn order randomly, place it on the board, and you're ready for school.
Each season consists of 3 bidding rounds and 1 battle round at its end. At the beginning of each bidding round, you'll place a number of creature cards from the appropriate season deck equal to the number of players plus 1. In player order, each player will choose and place one of their bidding discs on the creature they want to take. This disc chosen cannot be switched with any other of theirs, and at the end of the round, they'll turn it over. So it won't be used for the rest of the game, so do choose wisely. Any other subsequent players that want a card a player bid on must use a higher bidding disc should they have it. If they do, the outbid player immediately moves his disc to another creature. When each bid creature has only 1 disc, move the turn order according to the highest bid numbered disc. Ties do not change player order. When done, each player takes their creature and moves their element track token according to the creature type. These are earth, air, fire, water, and mythical. Unless they're wild, in which case you do not adjust the element track just yet. These will award you with victory points as listed on the top of the column at the end of the game. Don't forget also to try and gain creature types according to your mission cards, as completed ones will garner you more victory points. When done, each player again in turn order will roll 2 dice. From there they can choose to either draw battle cards as determined by the white die, or a card as determined by the icons on the black die. Battle cards go into your hand while research cards go face up on the board. These can increase your element tracks, give you gem bonuses when fighting, or are simply victory points. When these slots are filled though, you can only choose the battle card die. When everyone has done so, move the round marker up and repeat the process. Should you have revealed Kevin the Giga Pig, place him down, draw another in his stead, and know that you'll have to fight him at the end of this bidding round.
Which brings us to battle. Let's start describing a battle with Kevin. Each player in player order will have to choose 1 element from the creatures they have to fight Kevin. They can use any number of creatures as long as they are the same type, and turn them sideways. This means they can no longer be used in combat for the rest of the game. The number they need to equal or beat is this one, the combat strength. Players may also use battle cards to boost their total should they need to. If they beat him, great. If not, they'll take red gems as listed here. These are worth -1 victory points at the end of the game. At the end of each season, the battle round will occur. These will pit each other against their neighbors. In turn order, each player will be the attacker. Again, they'll choose 1 element and any number of creatures in that element in which they'll use to attack the player on their left and right, in any order first. When decided, don't forget to turn it sideways, as once this battle is over, it won't be used again. Defending creatures do not turn sideways and may be used later on. Now players can play battle cards at any time to increase their totals. If the attacker and only the attacker wins, he gains 2 green gems. If he loses, he gains 2 red gems. When fighting one neighbor, all battle cards used are discarded at the same creature's attack the other neighbor. Again, with the attacker gaining either green or red gems. When all have attacked, we move on to the next season.
Game continues with creature cards from the next season until the end of spring season, where the Creature College Cup will be awarded and then school's out for summer. To count points, you can use the pad. Total up all green gems and victory research cards. Now for mission cards, it's important to note that these are creature cards in your possession only and not as the element track shows. These might differ because of element research track cards that increase the track. So make sure you count only the creature cards. Wild cards can be used as any one element to complete this, but make sure to move the element track accordingly. If you succeed in completing the mission, you get those points. And finally, add the total victory points on your element track. The student with the most wins.
Evidently, Creature College is geared for families or a younger audience with a cute and colorful artwork. But surprisingly, the game brings forth some very subtle strategies and tactics. Not only are you trying to complete your mission cards by obtaining the right monster types, you need to figure out when you'll use those high-numbered discs and keep an eye out on your neighbors' monsters at the end of the last season rounds for battle. Making them gain a 2-point loss is a swing of 4 victory points. Think about that. So another pro point goes to player interaction. But speaking of swing, the luck factor, from the cards drawn, be it battle cards or research cards, for me were a little too random. This brought forth another element in the game we weren't too crazy about, playing battle cards without a creature. I feel it detracted a little from the tactical and strategy process we just described. But this is only our personal opinion, so only a half a point penalty. The components were good besides making the font white on these yellow discs. But I felt the rulebook needed some organization. We followed setup and found out only later that the stretch goal cards needed to be replaced at the end of the rulebook. It also had other hard-to-find rules, but once you know the game, you can use the subtle depth it has, as we stated, and is a great way to get the young ones into bidding games. And opponent observation. Replay value, in terms of in-game mechanics, is only determined by mission goals, and characters don't have different abilities. But I do think it'll hold the gamer's interest enough, so a half point on that department. It's definitely not for everyone. But for the target audience and family game night, I think Creature College is worth checking out if the theme interests you. From us, it scores a 7 out of 10.